Hey there, meatbag. The name's Remnant. Welcome aboard my vessel. I haven't named it yet. I don't much care for those silly human sentimentals. This is the ship's AI, Charlin Whitestone. Even with their humanoid appearance, they're just as mechanical as I am, so don't get any ideas. This is the human home world we're currently orbiting and that we will soon be taking over with our very own mechhive. What's that? You were hoping for more of an explanation. Well, I was hoping that I wouldn't find your fleshy ass stowed away in a cryopod on this ship, so nobody gets what they want. Now then, buckle up, you biological buffoon, because we're headed down to the planet's surface to acquire our first piece of gravtech. Not only is this the first piece to building our own hive, but also to finding the current hive of this planet and taking it for ourselves. All in due time. Hey, look at this. Is that a cool mod that has been added to the mod list that you can find in the video description as well as the other mods? Indeed it is. But that one allows me to carry my own weapons. Ooh la la. Alright then, enough small talk. We are landing on the surface. We are grabbing up the grav engine and we are going to be taking it aboard our very own vessel. Well, that was easy. Oh, what have we here? This, dear viewer, is Meatbag. He was our human companion who got us to this ship, and we tried to burn him to death with the engines. Such a cruel trick on my part. We truly owe him so much. Oh, come now, don't cry for Meatbag. A quick death is really all he deserved, to be honest with you. And it's much better than what the other organic life forms are about to be facing in the coming months. Speaking of which, it is time for us to acquire many of the resources from these large mechanoid ship chunks, as well as these dead mechanoids themselves. For you see, the grav engine is great and all, but truly, we only came down here for some of our metallic brothers and sisters. Ever so quickly, we would be loading them onto the ship as well. Not to worry, my siblings, where your old mechhive has failed you, we shall not. With our own mech gestators and the proper acquisition of technological prowess, we shall revive you. Left to rust out in the rain no longer. Speaking of which, the ship could really use at least a couple of rechargers. I don't need my battery going dead in the process of building my own hive. How embarrassing. As a matter of fact, this entire vessel really needs to be reshaped and refurbished. We're not gonna have any living life forms aboard, so why would we have beds and food and hydroponics? Such simple, silly little things don't affect us. We would set up something of a makeshift laboratory for Charlin Whitestone. That way they could start working on some important research for us, like research into light alpha mechs. This research will allow us to gestate many of our own advanced forms of mechanoids. Not only do we want to resurrect and revive many of those fallen mechanoids from the current hive, but we want to build many of our own as well, obviously. But now we begin running into one of our first issues. As Charlin was doing the research, I was looking into resurrecting some of the mechanoids that we already had aboard. But the problem with that is that none of them are actually light mechanoids. And to go about resurrecting them, we would actually need some research into standard mech tech. Sounds easy enough, but we can't start the research without the signal chip, which we need from the diabolus threat, which we now need to summon. So I'm calling down the threat. I'm gonna level with you. I don't expect the threat to actually be that much of a threat, to be honest. Oh, we have a tribute collector too from the Empire. A bunch of filthy meatbags are going to get in the way, eh? I suppose after we deal with the threat, we could deal with them as well. Perhaps they'll have some decent weapons that I could put onto myself. Let's go ahead and man the weapon systems of the ship, and I guess I prepare for the threat. I'm gonna go ahead and let the weapons hold fire. We'll control them from here, and that way we can get a very specific hit in on them. It would appear we've also finished our research into light alpha mechs. We still are gonna need standard mech tech before we can move on to standard alpha mechs, but this will allow us to create quite a few of the light mechs. I still await the threat incoming. While we wait on the threat to arrive, I suppose we could focus fire on these humans. We might as well. Hello! Goodbye. Yes, flee, you filthy, cowardly meat bags, though I don't expect that you'll get very far. Oh, I love our ship. I can't wait to turn it into a true mech ship, a mechhive powerhouse ship. I don't even know. But it is definitely going to be the foundation of the mechhive that we're building here today. We should begin blasting them. Some of them might actually get away, which is such a shame. What a shame. Alas, I believe some of them will. Oh, we just barely missed. But we did end up hitting one of them. And the Empire of Meatbags is upset with us. I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. I have much bigger issues at hand and much bigger plans. You stupid flesh sacks. The only good human is a dead human. Ah, our fellow mechanoids have finally arrived! Welcome, welcome, welcome! I want to hold fire on the ship's weapon systems for uno momento before we actually start pounding the hell out of them. We want to ensure that we can take them out quite quickly and add them to our mechhive. The only one and true mechhive that there really is, or is going to be, I should say. We are going to be defeating them rather easily, of course, but let us try our best not to completely destroy our fellow mechanoids, because I would really like to have them as part of our hive instead. Here we go. The ship is about to open fire. Oh, we destroyed two of them, and I didn't mean to. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I really didn't mean to. Are we opening fire? I guess we must have missed. But that's okay. We'll be fine. The diabolus is, diabolus? I don't know how to say words, but this large mech that we really want to add to our hive is coming right for us. We might be able to attack it in time. It is opening fire, but hitting the ship's shields, so there's that. I think we'll be able to hit it, but let's hope we don't hit our own shields. There we go, we're opening fire. Come on, you big bastard. Fall down so you can become part of our hive and our mech ship to travel through the stars. After, of course, we take this planet for ourselves, preferably. I think this will tail the tale. Let's hope we don't destroy our own engines. Come on, you know you want to. See, it's a very strong mechanoid. That's why we need it as part of the hive. It's so powerful. We should be opening fire again very shortly. Here we go. There you are, and thankfully we didn't destroy the corpse. Oh my god, 10 out of 100 left on the corpse of the diabolus. But we do have the signal chip, which is great. We'll go ahead and have our AI here analyze that, and now we'll be able to resurrect more, and we can truly get our hive started proper. Exactly what we want. And we're also going to haul the corpse urgently. We only have one Militor, but that's okay. Maybe they could be my own personal vanguard, protecting me as their holy mechhive emperor. Now then, the coup de grace. What do we finally summon that great big mech for? The chip. And after analyzing it, we can now begin working on standard mech tech, which has been holding us back. As our artificial companion is working on that, I was acquainting myself with some of these meat bag kinetic weapons. An LMG, a pathetic excuse for a weapon, but it's better than that knife I've been carrying around. If a simple construct droid like myself can wield any weapon, though, just imagine what we can do. The possibilities of having our advanced mechanoids with their tough armor and their advanced, more efficient limbs and deadly capabilities. Speaking of which, I thought it was about high time we actually started gestating our very own mechanoid. For our first, I also thought it might be fitting to create a lesser model of myself, another construct droid. Yes, I know, I said that I don't have the same knack for human sentimentality, but he is going to technically be my son when you really think about it, so he might as well be like me, eh? Ah, finally done cooking, are you, you little metallic murderous freak? Welcome to the world. I don't really know what to call you. Perhaps you fine folks in the comment section might know what we could name this little bastard. Until then, we'll just call you Construct Droid 1. That'll work. Now then, we need to get you a weapon, kid. I guess that'll do. We all have to start somewhere, after all. Life sure is good with my AI and my new son, but I'm afraid we must continue on, as we have a mechanoid relay that would be ripe for picking off more of our own kind and adding them to our own hive, as well as achieving some useful components and resources. Oh, looks like we've already made it. I kinda sorta accidentally let the ship attack a bit preemptively. I think that's fine. I don't want to destroy any of the relays yet because we don't even have the research into standard mech tech, and I'm all about getting as many mechs for the hive as possible, but we need to start resurrecting some of the ones that we have before we start just capturing every single last one of them, as well as bringing a shit ton down on top of our heads to continue fighting with us. I guess we could probably go ahead and maybe kill some of them with the lasers. Let's just make sure we don't destroy the actual relays themselves, and preferably let's try not to destroy the siders. I'm not going to pretend that we're not crazy overpowered with our ship, but that is kind of sort of the point, right? We want to create our own hive, and we're going to have our own hive ship, hell yes. So there's that. Let's try not to destroy any of their corpses though, if we can. I think we might have destroyed a Scyther corpse there. I hope not. We've only got about 3 mechs left. I am going to try to finish up that research, though, before we actually take out the relays and kind of continue on our little journey here, making our way towards the current hive of this planet. We destroyed another corpse, damn it. But after we actually get to that point, I think we'll be ready to take on the hive of this planet, thus taking it for ourselves as well. Come on, finish off the last 2 here. Okay, that's enough. Perfect, great. So we have some Scorchers. We have, we turned that one into a slag chunk. That's a shame. We have Cyclopses. We've got Lancers. We've also got more Pikemen, Tesserons. Hell yes. And we also have a Dagger Snout. I've never seen one of those before. But we are going to now hold fire. We don't want to destroy the relays, and I'm going to finish that research, and we're going to start resurrecting a bunch of these bad boys. Come on. Yes! It's about damn time. Now, finally, with standard mech tech completed, we are going to begin getting rid of some of this shitty stuff like hydroponics, taking the resources, and building ourselves a large mech gestator that we can actually use to go about resurrecting some of the heavier mechanoids like the Scyther. I realize progress is a bit slow at the moment, but we are literally trying to build a mech hive from scratch here. Things will really start speeding up a bit later on when we start gestating our own worker mechs like tunnelers and other construct droids, but for now, we are building up our warrior class to defend ourselves as well as to be able to conquer anyone that we so choose. Ain't that right, Scyther 1? Exactly. Now, we don't have a lot of room on the ship, so I've actually decided to build 6 gestators just outside, covered by a roof. That way the snow and rain doesn't make everything go boom. That way we can start resurrecting more of our mechanical murderous pals. Now, I won't lie to you, this was a very long, drawn-out, tedious process trying to resurrect not only the ones that we already had aboard the ship, but many of the other ones that we've recently shut down around the mechanoid relays. But that's the best thing about being machine instead of a humanoid. We've got all the time in the world. And with enough time, the fruits of our labor were coming to fruition. The start of our robot army within my steel claws. Once we finish resurrecting what few we have left aboard the vessel, minus the diabolus itself, as we're going to need a bit more research before we can do that, we would also begin arming many of our lancers and even our scythers. Yes, you heard me correctly. Scythers with guns. Just when you thought things couldn't get more deadly. Now we can all take out lower organic life forms from a distance. This is the type of versatility that our mech hive deserves and shall possess. Speaking of, you are looking at the very foundation and beginning of our mech hive proper, as we have finally brought back every little mechanical menace that we have acquired thus far. But we're just getting started. Now it's time for us to destroy all 3 of these relays, and their defending forces that are being sent to the surface to combat us will also be joining us. except for those that we accidentally destroy. With this completed, we can acquire more gravtech and continue on our journey into the stars, or, well, low orbit of the planet. Now look, as much as I enjoy operating the Hive from the ship in orbit of the planet, we do need more surface area to start building other things like more band nodes. Now don't get it twisted though, these here are free-range mechanoids, and by free range I mean they're under my metallic, non-existent thumb at all times, but I digress. Because of the mods we have installed, we don't need band nodes to control them technically, but it does keep us all on the same wavelength, figuratively and literally. It makes things a bit easier. But we also have to have band nodes for us to go about gestating and resurrecting these mechanoids, as we can't do it without, even with the mods we have installed, which, as you know, is the primary way that we've been building the Hive thus far. And that's why we are going to be turning an asteroid into a proper mechanoid Hive world. Because I could think of nothing better than a gigantic asteroid floating around in orbit with the sole purpose of being our gestation station, as well as a great big antenna for all of those within our Hive. First and foremost, we need to do a bit of mining, and to do a bit of mining, we need a mechanoid that specializes in such things, such as the tunnelers, so we are going to be gestating 5 of them. There was a bit of an issue with this though, as we needed standard subcores for these more advanced robots. To acquire them, you must scan a humanoid's brain. I thought of doing Charlene Whitestone, but apparently the AI cannot be scanned for whatever reason. I know what you're thinking, if we can't go about scanning our AI Charlene here, who can we scan? Well, my friends, lucky enough, I just so happen to have, as you can see, a few of these crypto sleep caskets that actually still have humans inside, just in case we needed some meat bags. So, for example, let us crack this one open. Take a look at that! A meat bag and a pistol, even better. Well, first things first, I don't need it bleeding out here on my ship, so let's tend to it to make sure it doesn't die. And now we should be able to insert it into here. Wait a minute, what? Wait, do we not have to? Why did I think? Oh, okay. Well, apparently we don't even have to scan a human. I thought we would, but I guess I'll just use myself. Okay, well, meat bag, back to the casket with you. Well, the good news is we do have meat bags in case we need them for something. I guess we don't have to scan them. I'll scan myself. Okay. I guess that makes more, well, I wouldn't say makes more sense, but I prefer it this way. I would prefer that the mechanoids we're creating have scanned copies of my CPU. I was going to say brain, but I guess CPU. We do have plenty of meat bags, though, that we can actually enslave and force them to do research for us on perhaps one of our mechhive worlds, like what we're going to turn this into. I thought that that might be what we saved them for. I wasn't really sure. I didn't want to jettison them or murder them right away, so we have them, but there we go. Look at that. We have the standard subcore now. Perfect. Now we just got to do that a few more times. Yes. Well, let's go ahead and begin loading it, and I guess I'll continue scanning it myself. I thought for sure, though, that I would have to use an actual human, but I guess not. That's pretty cool. You'll also notice many of our mechanoids, like our pikemen, are powering down. That's fine, I think. We may end up getting attacked while here, but the ship should be able to defend us at this point, I think. Another issue with that, we don't have enough space at the moment to actually recharge all of our mechanoids properly in the Hive, so that's kind of where we're at with that. But soon, we'll be able to build a bunch of recharges. We're gonna need to get some more materials. I'm pretty sure we can just go down to the planet with our tunnelers. Once we actually have them gestated, we'll be able to mine out a bunch of resources, or other asteroids, whatever we so choose. But yes, let us continue loading this up and scanning myself, and then we'll build our 5 tunnelers. And I think that'll be a good start. And so we would. I continued making copy after copy of my own CPU, implanting it within the very subordinates that I plan on controlling. I would also end up enslaving those 4 humans that I was telling you about that we had within the ship's cryopods. And then I realized that slaves can't do research. Not sure how I forgot that. I suppose they truly are completely useless, aren't they? Alright, hold still. Wait a minute, hold that thought, fleshy folk. I have a better idea. I'm gonna sell you to some of your own kind. See how you like it for a change. And in exchange, I get some components and some rifles for my mechanoids. Hell yeah. Sometime later, when we finally had all 5 of our tunnelers finished gestating, and I would immediately allow them to get to work. This is the part of the video that I was earlier referencing when I said that things are really going to begin speeding up. As you can see, these tunnelers ripped right through the asteroid with very minimal resistance. We gestated a few lifters to help us clean up all the chunks that were within, that way we could prep it for many of our band nodes, gestation stations, so on and so on. While they're prepping the asteroid though, we are going to be headed back down to the surface to begin collecting resources to build our hive world. This would be an absolute breeze, not only because our tunnelers are extremely efficient at mining, which is their primary directive, but also because all of the technology and machinery that we need to build really only require steel and components, two resources that this planet appears to have ample amounts of. Once our shelves were finally stacked to the brim with both of these resources, as well as some uranium and other things that we found, and all of our toxic waste had been dumped onto the planet's surface, it was time for us to head back into the stars. This is where the real work begins. First and foremost, we want this hive world to be self-sufficient for when the ship leaves, so we started building some solar panels. Although obviously we're going to need many more to be able to power all the machinery that we plan on having on the hive world. Next up, we were going to work on a fraction of the band nodes that we plan on building here. These should allow us to go about creating many more mechanoids to help us out with the construction that we're currently tasked with. We would also build many a recharger as well as a shit ton of batteries. This is all temporary and we plan on making it a bit more refined and beautiful later on, but for now, I think it'll do. Now with these rechargers, all of our fighting mechanoids will also be able to help us defend the place if and when we get attacked by humans, or even the rival mechhive. Next on the agenda was going to be the gestation station. I know you're probably sick of hearing me say that, but we are going to be building many of our mech gestators, normal sized and double XL for any and all types of mechanoids. Of course, we still need to do quite a bit of research, and there's other ones that we'll need to build, as well as other machinery, blah blah blah. But for now, with the current forces and workforce that we have, these will be very sufficient. With that, we have the conception, nay, the embryo of a proper mech hive world beginning to form before our very eyes. I also wanted to mention, I realize having our power conduits above ground will often result in power surges, aka zzz. However, it really gives the place that unfeeling, ice-cold, mechanical vibe, so I'm afraid I am in love with it. And as if on cue, humans have come to ruin everything. I gotta say, I'm honestly surprised it took this long for the Empire to try to attack us. Although they're only sending 4, I'm almost offended. Is that all they sent? These are our mechs who are uncontrolled, but they don't need to be controlled technically. I'm very much offended that they only sent 4 of their Imperial soldiers, although it looks like we're gonna get a few different weapons. I have a feeling they'll be sending a few more after this, but we'll see, I guess. I want to make sure we're not targeting any of our accidentally mechanoids or anything like that, because if they're uncontrolled, the weapon systems could mistake them for an enemy. We'll just use our lasers and we will finish them off literally within seconds. Oh, they actually survived the initial bombardment? I'm shocked. Bombardment number 2 coming in hot. Petrus. We could enslave you or something, but what's the point? You can't research, you can't do anything that we can't already do better. I guess we might as well just kill you. Let us hold fire on the ship's weapon systems, and let us actually use our mechhive properly to kill them, why don't we? We need to get some weapons for our lifters and non-combat mechs, just simply so that we actually have some, but I can't wait for this. This is gonna be great. Here we go. Oh my god. There's no way. Yeah, he made it farther than I expected. Ooh, and he gave us some uranium. That might come in handy for something. Well, that was fun. I expect that their next few raids are probably going to start getting a bit larger. Oh, hello, Ropey. I didn't even see you. Yes, come, little one. You must learn how to deal with humans. Hold still, Ropey. This is probably going to take a few hours, but we need the little fella to get his melee skill up. You're doing good, buddy. You just keep on... Bash. Oh, that was. You done pretty good. That was pretty quick. Bash your brains in. Good work. Well, then, now that the human threat, if you could even call it that, is finally dealt with, let us continue hollowing out this asteroid to build the perfect hive world. What you see us working on right now is going to be an expansion into our band node network. Basically just a great big communication satellite on this part of the hive world. Funny enough, I would say a good 65 to 70% of the hive itself is solely going to be these antennas. That way we can continue adding mini mechs onto the hive and we can continue expanding and building out further among our ranks. Speaking of which, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of research, so we are going to be building a personal research laboratory for our AI companion aboard the ship. This way, Charlene Whitestone can start delving into these new technologies for us right away. The next research we're working on is orbital technology. Not because we have any plans to build a grav ship, though I suppose we could make some type of vessel. No. This is so that we can get the orbital scanner. Eventually, this scanner will reveal the location of this planet's current mechhive, allowing us to go there and to take over for ourselves, inevitably. But not right now. We still have a lot of scanning to do and a lot of building among our own hive to do. Speaking of which, our band node array has finally been completed. Now it is time for us to start focusing on some other things, like electricity and power, and keeping this hive world powered, obviously. So we are going to be installing 2 large battery banks, including the batteries we've already built, as well as some larger, newer ones. Eventually, these will all be replaced with advanced batteries, but baby steps, people, baby steps. By this point, we finished our research into orbital technology, and we are going to be moving on to advanced power sources. This is how we're going to charge those batteries properly. And that also means that the hive world won't have to rely on the ship's nuclear fusion, which thus far has been the only thing to keep the entire asteroid powered. Minus a handful of solar panels, of course. Next on the agenda was the orbital scanner. That way we can get started right away on scanning for the current mechhive signals so we can find them, eradicate them, and then annex them into our own network. But with that, my friends, I'm afraid we are currently all out of resources. Not only the resources we got from the ground, hell, we ran out of those a long time ago, but also the ones that we've been managing to get from human traders, as much as it pains me to say. Human traders. I think I know exactly where to find more resources. The ship's engines roared to life, and we immediately set course for the nearest human trader guild settlement in orbit. We ended up leaving our tunnelers back at the hive world because we had planned on mining out this entire asteroid while we were off attacking the traders and getting resources for ourselves. We even let them just rip right through it, allowing the thin asteroid ceiling to collapse in on itself. More on that later. Oh, humans, I'm afraid that we've come for you. Let us all begin preparing, and let us come out. Shockingly, they didn't even bother shooting at us. I don't know if they thought we were a trade ship. I mean, technically this, I believe, is a trade ship, but we are definitely not traders. So, I guess a bit of a Trojan horse tactic has taken place. Luckily, it looks like they're all kind of gathering in this area here, so... there we go. Hi, how are you? How are you? Let us get our mech hive out here and ready. There's a door. Where are they going to be coming from? Probably here? Oh, they can't even really hit us because of our shields. This is amazing. Here they come, though. Here they come. Dagger Snout, get them. Please, Dagger Snout. I love it. Oh, Constructoid 1, be careful, son. Be careful. I have armed all of our mechanoids, by the way, including those with maybe less than capable fighting skills, I suppose you could say. I perhaps should have moved a bit, but this is fine. It'll be fine. Oh my god. We're absolutely demolishing them. Dagger Snout, get in there. We're gonna have to do a little bit of repairs, I think, but so far so good. Oh, just a disgusting Trojan horse that we've pulled on them here today. I love it though. This, I don't know. Something about killing meat bags that makes me tickled plum pink. Oh my word. I love the muffled, oh shit, what was that? Oh, our cannons. I love the muffled explosions and stuff. Oh, it's great, it's all great. There's something in there. Is that a turret or a person? It's hard to say. We kind of need to get on the inside in there. We've got another area in here. Is there no roof? I think we destroyed. Let's go ahead, I guess, and begin making our way inside. Good God, this is going to be a rough one, I can tell you that. Let's try to, I guess we could really start attacking these areas before we go in, couldn't we, to try to destroy the defenses? That could be something that we do. I'll have them hold fire for now. It seems like they definitely have some turrets on the inside, so our rail guns are going to be firing in 2 seconds, literally. Whatever was in there, it is not happy anymore. Let's get inside. And we're gonna hold fire. We'll just use our ship to help us out here. We have a lot of weapons, too, that we can keep for some of our, like, constructoids and stuff from the, traders. Hello, hello. Where's my... I thought I had my LMG on me. I'll have to go and get one. But everybody else seems to be having a good time. Oh, good lord. Charlene, get out of there. We don't want you getting hurt. Oh, look at this. We are struggling, I think, to hit them. We need some better weapons for this type of scenario, but we're doing pretty good. Are there any more? Yeah, there's more turrets in here. Let's get... Oh, I hear a turret about to go boom. Let's get 2 turrets there and 2 turrets. We've got 20 seconds before they fire. We can also use our lasers, which is also going to be good. And we'll use them to help us out with getting rid of some of these other turrets. We just kind of want to disarm the entire place so we can take control over it. There we go. That was easy. And not only will we be taking control of it, but we'll also simply be taking all the resources here. We're going to rip up the floor. We're going to do whatever we have to. There we go. Looks like I think we have destroyed all the defenses within the vicinity here. Let's continue pushing forward, mechhive. God, I love having our own hive. Imagine once we have some true ultra heavy. We don't even have the diabolus yet, like added in. I still haven't resurrected it. We still need to do the research, but let's claim all this, by the way. Gonna make it easier. And now we can go in here. We've got hunter drones. I think I'm gonna let the ship deal with those 2. I'm looking for any sign of like what they've been. Yeah, right here. Oh, we came close to destroying this too, by the way. Their resources and stuff. These are traders. We have to keep that in mind. So we are looking for their resources that they have. Let's send the old dagger snout in. The old dagger snout. So we've got chem fuel, we've got plasteel, uranium, wood, jade, basically all of the normal stuff you'd probably expect to find in a trader's place. The dagger snout makes for a great scout. Isn't that funny? A little pun on words. I'm not seeing much of anything else in here so far. Uh-oh, hunter drone has been activated. Move, dagger snout, move. I thought we might be able to hit it in time to stop it. What happened? Oh no! No! The chem fuel blew up! Damn it! Well, I would have preferred to have had that. Dagger snout, move! Jeez. Damn it, the chem fuel. We don't have any way to find fire, I don't think, do we? No, we can't find fire. That is a crying shame. We're probably going to lose a lot of this. Uranium can't burn, so let's open this door. Hopefully, with it being a vacuum, let's crack this open too. If we can get a vacuum in here, hopefully it'll put the fire out pretty quickly. Dang it, that sucks. I'm looking for the rest of their riches. We've got some component boxes and stuff. Good. Again, we can rip up like this silver tile, steel tile, stuff like that for resources. That was kind of the plan to begin with, but whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Oh shit, we've got, oh my god, another of these damn hunter drones. Get away from me. Stay, no! You bastard, I didn't realize you could open doors. Oh no. Dagger snout. Ouch. Okay, Dagger Snout, come up here. We'll send somebody else in. Construct Droid 1, my boy. Oh, big fire, big fire. Yeah, not much going on. Let's turn back on. We could turn on the ship's weapons, I guess, in a second. I need to find more resources. Here's more resources. I think there might have been shelves in here at some point. Gold, silver, marble, steel is really what we're looking for, and components. Okay, so we only have really this room, which now that fire is out in here, thankfully. We've got plasteel, uranium, some steel, the stuff we saw before. There's advanced components and components. We need to do a lot of deconstructing to get a lot of this, but there's a lot of good resources here. Still a lot of defenses though, right? So we need to turn on our ship's weapon systems, which we're about to do, and then we'll be clear to go about deconstructing everything to take back to our little hive. And so we would. This is perhaps one of the most tedious parts of the entire thing, ripping up all of the bits and bobs of flooring for pieces and steel and silver. That's about it. We also deconstructed plenty of furniture and other things, all of this for its raw resources and components. We then had to load it all aboard the ship, which took an even longer amount of time, and we constantly were getting raided, and I didn't bother showing any of it or even trying to film it after a certain point because it was extremely tedious. But we did finish our research into advanced power sources, which was great, and we even started on fabrication and then started going down the tech tree towards Starflight Basics so we can work on our ship next episode, turning it into a true mechhive ship. Once we had finally returned back to our asteroid, the true work would begin. As you can see, our tunnelers had already hollowed out the rest of the asteroid and let the roof, the thin rock roof of the asteroid, cave in on itself, as I mentioned earlier. And the reason that we not only let this happen, but wanted this to happen, was so that we would have a great big open area to put our solar field. These panels are going to be powering the entirety of the asteroid, including our band node array, creating a great big antenna for all of our mechanoids throughout the entire hive, around the entire planet, but also our gestators, our chargers, blah, 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 everything. And with that, our hive world was finally nearing its final metamorphosis into a proper functioning planet for us. Even though, yep, technically it is an asteroid, it will be a vital part of our overall hive and our overall reign and stranglehold upon the planet itself, as well as all those who reside on it. By far, at the moment, I think one of the biggest issues that we're facing... Oh, we've detected another grav core. That's good. I finally put the engine in the hive itself here, the hive world. Look at this. We have all of these vac stone chunks. Now, we could, I guess, use fabricators and stuff and cut these into blocks, but I'm not going to be using them for anything, so I don't really know what to do with them. Another idea I had, which, I mean, I guess let's try it right now, actually. This might work in this far corner up here. We could try to destroy them, and I think that'll work, to be honest. It's just going to be such a tedious process. But I guess we could. That might be like the only way for us to really get rid of them, is just attacking them with the ship. I mean, it works. It's just, we have so many. Right there was over, that's a 200 right there. There's another 200, you know what I mean? We'll be here forever doing that. Maybe we could try to make our own explosives and do it. I don't know. Another issue we have are waste packs. I don't really care, I guess. The waste packs shouldn't really affect us because we're mechanoids, but it's so ugly. I guess it makes sense, though. We have so many rechargers and stuff, and we're going to be pumping out waste packs, but this is our hive world. You'll notice I've completely replaced the actual asteroid outer like flooring with some paved tiles and steel tiles and stuff. All of this, though it is a bit hard to see because it's polluted and hideous, is it's actually concrete just like on the inside. I know, you know, we're not organic creatures, but I wanted to keep it a bit organic with our outer smooth walls of the asteroid, kind of symbolizing a bit of, you know, takeover from the inorganic on this organic creation of the universe. So I want to keep doing that. I think it's coming along pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, I guess. Really, the next step we're going to be doing next episode is building, I think, a mechanoid ship, specifically so our hive can travel from, you know, wherever we need to attack. But, and we're going to go into Starflight basics. I also want to work on, and it should be here somewhere. I always forget where it's at. I'm looking for transport pods. There it is, transport pods. We need biofuel refining real quick. We'll go ahead and work on that stuff. I'll have it done by next episode for sure. But, you know, like with raids, we have actual mechanoids that fall from the sky and stuff. I want to have a proper hive. I want to be able to do that for myself. I want to be the mechanoids that attack humans on the planet when they build colonies, right? So, and we're already making really good progress on biofuel refining. We'll get that done in no time. But I want to build some of those transport pods here so we can actually send our mechs to the surface to attack colonies. I mean, I think that would be really awesome to be able to do that properly. Today, though, we've set up the Hive world. We have so many band nodes, we'll probably build a few more. I like the idea of having, even though we don't need it, as you can see with our uncontrolled mechs, thanks to the mods we have, but I like the idea of having all the antennas that are going to be powering our mechs across the planet and stuff, and having a well-defended area here. Right now, it is defended by the ship. I'm going to be defending it with its own weapon systems next episode as well. We've got this solar array that should be able to power everything, though. I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. And, yeah, my son and I want to thank you all ever so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.